you paid attention to a lot of what Mitch Rompola was doing before Mitch Rompola, his controversy kind of thing happened, right?
Oh yeah, we way before all the stuff came out about the big buck.
Mm-hmm.
Back in the 90s, and I really feel like this, only the guys that are like my age will really, really understand this, because so much stuff has come out since then for you younger guys that I think if you would have saw and read what I read back in the old days before any of that stuff came out, you know, I was trying to find any tidbit of information about whitetail biology and how to use it against a whitetail to hunt. So I came across this book back in the 90s called Whitetail Bow Hunting Masters. I read the whole thing. The guy in the book, didn't know him, had no clue who he was, read the book. The guy in the book that sparked my attention the most was a guy by the name of Mitch Rompola. And Mitch was hunting swamp deer in Michigan in this book over scrapes. And I really was intrigued by what he was doing with scrapes, because I was figuring that out here. I mean, that's where I was having my success in the 90s.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, I don't know. People can say whatever they want. I just really hope, somebody kills a world record just so we can see. I want to see that deer get scored.
Yeah.
I'll leave it at that. I hope Mitch watching this, somebody please kill a world record so we can get rid of that agreement he had, and let's just find out. All that's to say, and I mean that. Like, you may think I'm joking, but trust me, that I want to see that happen. I do. I want to see it in my lifetime. I want to see the Canadian 213 Milo Handsome buck go down. Now, I have nothing personally against Milo at all.
Right.
But I want to see somebody kill a buck, and I hope it's a bow hunter. I really do. I hope it's a bow hunter that breaks that world record. Anyway, all that to say. So I thought way back, 90s, I'm in my 20s. And I thought, I'm going to write this guy a letter. He wrote me back. And anytime I would write him and ask him questions about scrapes, he'd write me back. And it wasn't always just about scrapes.
Yeah.
Mitch was, you know, I believe in what people show you and do for you in your life versus what people say about people. So Mitch was nothing but amazing to me in the 90s. But as soon as that big world record thing came out and all that controversy, and I think most people would agree with this, Mitch kind of crawled in a hole. And then, like you and I were talking about before the podcast here, then all social media got huge, and now it's this big deal again.
Yeah.
You know, social media blew this thing back up. But I will say this about Mitch. He always wrote me back. He was always super kind in his words. I've got multiple letters and pictures of deer he's killed over the years. And then he just, you know, I hope Kevin's watching this, his son. I'll always talk highly about Mitch because of the way he treated me. I want to see that big buck get scored. I really do. So somebody out there needs to go out and kill a new world record so we can see it. And then let's put an end to all of it, because I want to know. I mean, I would think the world wants to know. Do I think Mitch gives a shit? Nope.
Yeah.
And I want to say this. I grew up in an era where my dad threw antlers away.
Yeah.
Like a different mindset than what you guys are living in today and what I'm living in today. My dad would literally throw antlers in a pile and say, you can't eat those.
Yeah.
So the world's changed. Social media has sped everything up by 1,000,000 miles per hour. And I really hope in our lifetime, guys, or I hope in my lifetime, we get to know. Because everyththing that I ever read or chatted with Mitch about just through correspondence, we were literally writing letters.
Like pen pals.
Yeah, seriously. Yeah. Back in the old days, that's all we had. Never,
yeah.
It was always just so kind and positive, and you know, and his scraping lined up with what I was seeing and doing and still do to this day. The way he hunted scrapes.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Well, you know, it takes a little effort to do what you guys were doing too, right? Like now you guys people can Facebook message back and forth or this or that, but like to take the time to write, at the time a kid, write back and forth and stuff.
Yep.
That says something about a guy. So
Yeah, I mean,
um,
he was always extremely kind and always said hi to the family and wished, the boys when they were real little.
yeah,
I mean, just really, he didn't have to do any of that.
yeah,
He, I really hope that buck gets measured one day. I really hope so. I don't think Mitch gives a crap at all, but I'd like to see it get officially scored someday. I would.
yeah. One of my buddies was in Traverse City the other day, and of course you can see all property owners on Onyx now. And he
Right.
had some time, and he drove by Mitch's house, and he was out there shoveling his driveway, and he's like, I almost stopped to talk to him, but I just couldn't. He's like, I
Well,
felt bad.
and everybody's going to say, Troy, it's already been scored. What I mean is, I want that thing scored for legit, like after the agreement that was signed with him and Milo. I want that to be gone so that we can, and Mitch might not allow it to be scored, but I kind of hope it gets scored, is what I'm saying. I know it's already been scored. I've talked to Gary Berger online. He scored it. He said that thing was as real as it can get. So, I have a lot of buddies that are scorers and taxidermists, and all of my scoring friends out here say there's no way in hell you're going to fake them out on a fake deer. You're not going to when they put their hands on it. Yeah. Anyway, they've all told me no way. So we'll see. I'd like to see it for the world of whitetail hunting. I would.
Yeah. Yeah, it would definitely the world is split on that too. Like there's people that are just dead against it, and there are people that would defend him to the end.
Yeah,
and it'd be an interesting day if that happened, just to see.
I try to not make any of my decisions based on emotion.
Yeah,
I really try to look at it black and white. I just think it needs to get scored, and if it doesn't, we're never going to know. And I tell you one thing. The guy was always good to me. He was super nice to me. Again, after he killed that big one, though, everything just kind of went away.